Yeah, just playing this time out and knowing that all we got to do is get in field goal range and we feel good about our chances. The whole game was, man, really back and forth. Got to give them a ton of credit. They came in and really battled both sides of the ball, and it was back and forth. It was just a hard-fought football game. I'd say for us, as I think about just that fourth quarter, we basically gave them the ball, on the interception and then on the, for them. And obviously, when I look back at that as an offense, felt like there were some other opportunities throughout the course of the game. But listen, it's not always going to be perfect. And in fact, I'd say to gut out a win like this as a team is pretty significant. I think it just continues to strengthen the team and give you a ton of confidence and all out there. We're still searching for that best game. Yeah, so we fast start. We've been talking about that, needing to improve upon that. I think we made strides towards that today. Guys coming up with some big plays. It was a combination of some big plays, some nice runs, just good complementary football. I think good balance. And there was a sequence there at the end of the first half where, we stop them on defense, then we get the penalty, right? And I'm thinking there was maybe 7 minutes left in the half or something like that at that point, and they run that thing all the way down and score, right? Otherwise, they're punting to us, and maybe we're going on a drive and getting points and not letting them back on the field. So when you look at the entirety of the game, you have to look at all these little things where, man, that was tough for us because we allowed them to stay on the field. Not only that, they went down and got a touchdown, and they didn't allow us to get the ball back, right? And then they get the ball to start the second half. So as an offense, you feel like it was about an hour before we got a snap, between snaps. So a lot of the little things that take place during the course of the game that make each game unique.
Drew, why do you think that game to game there's such a huge discrepancy with these officials on how to define and call a penalty? Not just pass interference, just in general. Why is there such a discrepancy?
Well, penalties are judgment calls, right? And then I think we as a league, competition committee, everyone tries to build in, certain mechanisms to be able to make sure that we get it right. I think the thing that will be discussed probably for the rest of the season and onward is pass interference, right? What is, what isn't? It was kind of my impression, just based upon what I've seen from this year, is that they're not going to overturn anything unless it's what happened in the NFC Championship game, right? Where it's a total timing thing. It prevents the tragedy, right? The tragedy. Now, one got overturned today. That's one out of I don't know how many that have not been overturned, right? But that was interesting. Why that one versus some others? Again, at some point there's someone who's making a judgment call, a human decision, is being made, and so it's impossible for that to always be consistent.
Drew, sorry if you've already been asked this before. Sean said you changed to a slow-go route on the Thomas pass. Was it just a leverage thing? What did you see right there?
Yeah. Leverage, just feeling, based upon the situation and just the flow.
As far as what Mike Thompson says, that example of play, like Bradbury's following all game.
Yep.
You kind of get a sense when, all right, maybe Mike's broken down a guy to where he's going to be able to kind of beat him on certain routes toward the end of the game, or is that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're referencing everything throughout the course of the game, right? That formation, that alignment, that release pattern. What did they see? How did they react to it? And then what can you kind of keep in your back pocket for later on, And so that's the game within the game.
That was the back pocket.
Absolutely.
Drew, how much do you look forward to those 2-minute drills to win a game like that?
Yeah.
Have it in your hand.
Yeah. Listen, it's it's exciting. It's butterflies. But it's also it's confidence. It's it's unity. You feel like, man, everybody knows, the challenge ahead. Everybody knows what we need to do in order to, accomplish whatever it is that we need to accomplish to go win the game. And man, everybody just kind of locks in and goes. It's where a lot of the things that have happened or transpired throughout the course of the game kind of give you, that information, that confidence, that, assurance as to, how you're going to handle that drive and, how you're going to accomplish the task.
How much are you getting from what happened during the game and how much are you pulling from prep work during the week?
Yeah. I mean, every team kind of has their game plan, right, for you. And so you try to anticipate what that game plan is going to be. It's not always what you think. In fact, I'd say majority of the time with us, teams come out and, break the tendencies, right? Give you stuff you haven't seen before. But that's why you have to go back to just doing the stuff that, man, you're good at, you have time on task with, you can make quick decisions with, and it's just, it's almost like it's automatic. It's muscle memory. It's all that myelin that's built up around those nerve fibers that you have in your body. I'm getting kind of scientific on you, but.
Drew, what are you going to work on this week, or the short week, so it doesn't turn out like it did 2 weeks ago here in the state of Atlanta?
What's the question?
What are you guys going to be preparing for offensively at least?
Yeah. Well, as I recall, it wasn't too long ago, obviously. They got after us a little bit with the pass rush. We were not very balanced offensively. I think we didn't run the ball that many times. We didn't run it as effectively as I know we can. And so, I think anytime we take the field, regardless of who the opponent is, man, we want to be balanced. We want to be efficient. We want to stay on the field, convert third downs, make big plays when we have the opportunity, score points, win games.
To not have two starters on the offensive line,
Mm-hmm.
in the way that team rushes the passer.
Yeah.
For those guys that give you the time you had on the last drive,
Yeah.
how significant do you think it is?
Yeah, they really did a great job. Guys stepped up. Nick and Patrick, and listen, that's the way this is, right? Next man up, and always talked about that O-line as a unit and those guys working together, and the fact that you guys got two guys right next to each other, that haven't really gotten a whole lot of playing time until recently, and they've stepped up and done a nice job.
You feel like Patrick has really been coming on these last few weeks?
Yeah. Listen, I got a ton of confidence in throwing to him. You saw the ball he climbed the ladder and went and got. I think everybody in the stadium was pretty impressed with that. The defenders didn't even jump. Like that's in the stratosphere, and he jumped up and got it. So, yeah, you see plays like that, and just overall, I think his confidence level and just again that rhythm that we're finding is a good thing.
Added satisfaction when maybe you don't play your best, you make a ton of mistakes, some of them self-inflicted, and you're still able to find a way to hold this thing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it is encouraging, but then the motivation and the urgency becomes we have to fix these things, right? Because these are the things that will get you beat, right? These penalties on both sides of the ball are the things that will get you beat. So yeah, there's a lot to clean up.
I know we asked you this after week one, but wait on that. How much confidence?
Yeah. Listen, ton of confidence. Him and just that whole unit. That whole unit. Obviously, over the time that we've all been here together, and he's been our kicker. I feel like we've had plenty of those moments. And I think it's one of those things where, hey, Carolina has the ball at the end of the game, right? And they're driving, and it's a defense believes they're going to stop them, and they do. And then field goal block unit says, man, we're going to somehow affect this, and they miss it. And then offense, man, we're going to go down and give our kicker and our kicking unit a chance to win this game, and we do, and then they step up and make it, so it's team effort.
Drew, how much autonomy do you have in confidence that I have for a game like that? If you call the plays to make the checks.
Yeah.
Is it more so than other
Yeah, so we've got various packages where Sean allows me to call the offense, call the plays, get to certain things, check to certain things that are favorable. 2-minute, that's what I do, and then if we encounter certain situations, third downs or I guess mainly third downs, he'll pipe in with a thought or what have you. But at the end of the day, he gives me the opportunity to call those.
Drew, what made the screen call to AK so advantageous in that situation? I know it's quick. I know there's
Yeah.
was it something specific that coverage or something?
No, I mean, listen, we were just playing fast. We were playing fast. Felt like we had them reeling a little bit. They're having trouble getting lined up, and we're able to hit them with some quick ones.
Playing on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah. Well, there's something about playing on Thanksgiving that I remember when I was a kid. I'd growing up in Texas, I'd always be watching the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, right? Watching football. I mean, football just goes with Thanksgiving, right? It's like you can't have one without the other. And so to ever think that someday I'd be playing on Thanksgiving, probably never thought that would happen. So yeah, I think these are unique moments. Obviously, the challenge for us is the quick turnaround. You get 4 days, and you're back to playing a game, which is very challenging for guys. But Thanksgiving, turkey, and football, I guess.